Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night. Oh, I'm losing track of days and nights. Doing this quite a lot now. This week, anyway. And today, hey, Specky, good to see you. Today we're doing a little special. We're just testing out. Well, we're not testing actually. What we're going to do is hopefully, well, it's a kind of a test as well. We're going to see if we can get Rach. There's Rach. Rach, let me just send you a request. Hopefully we should get Sunny too if he comes up. There we go. So GT Details, fine, thank you. Welcome on board. Premier, I didn't think you were going to make it tonight. Hi, Rach, how you doing?
Hiya. I'm not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. So do you want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Rachel. I'm Paint by Rach, and I'm a painter from Northern Ireland.
That's it. And we're part of a, well, what's happened is we've created a sort of a test team, haven't we, really? And we sort of
Yeah.
review products. So, and it's, we started off with the 3M gun. We've got one person just waiting for, which is Sunny. And then also, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to open this up to all of you. We're going to just give you a little bit of our feedback since we did the actual review on the guns. I know Rachel's got loads to put in. I've got a bit to put in. Sunny it'll be interesting to hear what Sunny has to say. And then we've actually got a guest coming on tonight who's also just used the gun recently, and it'll be interesting to see what he thinks. I haven't heard. I said I didn't want to hear what he thought about it at all, so I don't know whether he's going to like it or not, Rach. So that should be quite interesting. But it'd be nice to have a different perspective than just ours.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I know Premier Car Care is just there. He went to the doctor today, and he just got a demo gun yesterday, I think it was. So it'd be interesting to see if, I don't know if he's used it. Kev, let us know if you've used it or not. If you have, just let us know. Right, have you seen Sunny pop up yet?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay, let me just send him a request just in case he has and I missed him. So how's your day been, Rachel?
Yeah, not too bad. Busy, but not too bad.
What did you have in today?
I had a full side new tailgate, new back bumper, quarter panel and blend door on an A3, and a State Leon for a wing and bumper, and a radiator.
Now you're making me feel like I had a really lazy day. I just did it. I just prepped a car today. I took a dent out of the dog leg, took the door off, did a scratch and a shallow dent in the door. And then I had a bit of a kind of molding, go faster sort of bit of plastic on the sill that I had to plastic weld. So I did that. Sonny's probably got his pot noodles in the background. Yeah. So let's see if he does. Yeah. I see Izzy joined us. She says she loves your hair, so that's.
I need my roots done. It's I can't wait till the hairdresser's open again.
Yeah, me too. I'd hit mine as well. So I don't know. Let's get this going then, Rach. We'll give Sunny another 3 minutes and then we'll just start chatting.
Yeah.
And then because time is precious for everyone. Masterplay just joined. Hello, Masterplay. Welcome to the show. If anybody doesn't know who Masterflow is, they've provided me with my I bought the extraction system from it. You see it in some of my shots. And Cinder's just joined. Did you see Cinder there, Rach? She's on tomorrow evening. So I'm looking forward to talking to her. Yeah, that'd be really good. She's
really interesting.
Yeah, I've spoken to her quite a lot over the last few months, and I've said, look, don't tell me anything about yourself. I don't want to hear it until we chat tomorrow night. So she's kept that to herself. But I do have a small reveal tomorrow. I got sent the suits for the giveaways.
Yeah.
So they came out today, so they're going to get sent out to everyone tomorrow. But I also got a new suit, and it looks so smart. I'm going to show you tomorrow. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks really good actually. All right, well, Sunny.
You just sent a message there.
Oh, good. Did he? What did he say?
I can't see it.
He's in the shower.
I don't know how to get back onto it.
Oh, what? Did he send it on the?
Yeah, it was on our chat.
Oh yeah, there he is. Put the guitar down. No, that's not Sunny. Okay, let me send him a request. Maybe he doesn't quite. Here we go. Sonny, I'm going to send you a request just in case. So you should see a little request come down on the camera section at the bottom there. Oh, I missed them. Apologies for that, Sonny.
No, he sent a message into.
Oh, a proper message.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to go back off it.
Okay. Bit of a disaster. Bit of a disaster. Customer had come back to pick up car, and it's immobilized. Okay. So we're gonna. I'm just gonna respond to Sonny quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. So Rach, if you just want to just let us know what you think about the gun once I respond to Sonny.
Yeah. So basically, I started out whenever I have a 1.3 for everything for my previous spray guns, and that was what I went for. Whenever I used the 3M at the start, and I've actually found that using a 1.2 is more suited to me at the minute. Apart from I would jump up to a 1.3 for things like, you know, BMWs, Volkswagens, RDs, you know, for the heavier sort of pale. But in general, for flatter finishes and for tighter finishes, I go for the 1.2.
It's interesting you say that because when we first got the guns and I
Yeah,
spoke to you and I said, "Oh, Rach, what are you using?" Because I would have always gone straight in for the 1.2s.
yeah,
And you said, "Oh, put the base in 1.2, clear in 1.3." So I went up to the 1.3, and you guys may have seen some of my videos. I got some really nice finishes out of 1.3. And then you said, "I've moved down to the 1.2," and I thought, well, okay, it's a slightly tighter finish. I'm going to
yeah,
give it a go. Not that I'm following you or copying you or anything, but but it's good to sort of knock it off each other like this.
yeah.
So I did that BMW.
One
What was
series.
it? Yeah, was it? Was
It
it a
looked like a one
BMW?
series.
Yeah, it was a BMW. No, I don't know. I can't, I can't remember. Anyway, I did the BMW yesterday. Yes, it was a 1 Series. Well done, Rach.
Yeah,
It was a 1 Series, and I used the 1.2.
yeah,
And the finish was the same as the OEM,
yeah,
and I was really pleased with that. So I think I'm going to personally probably stick with the 1.2 for base and clear.
yeah. Well, I had a Stately on today, and there was a repair on the wing, just on the spage line, and we didn't really want to go into the bumper, but the colour wasn't great, so we did. And I felt like you. I have my my fan screwed in and all, and trying to keep it as small as I physically can. And the 1.2 was spot on for it. It just
Good.
blended the base coat out lovely, and put the clear coat on really nice for me to be able to do a fade out on the bumpers.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, it just well, actually, this is one of the questions. We had a question here from. I'm just going into the questions from Becky. He said, "Would you say the gun can be turned down enough to be comfortably used as a smart repair gun?" Now, I'll answer that, and then I'm going to give it to Rach as well because she's sort of touched on it. Actually, no, Rach, you answer it, and then I'll come back.
Uh,
Okay.
I don't do that much smart repair. The only time we would do it is, you know, if it was a sales car or something, and you know it was kind of our own. But I find it's definitely I can put it into a jet, and it doesn't splutter. It doesn't have any issues. I've done quite a lot of wee small custom bits with the 3M gun, and it's handled it 110%, and I've put it way down below 1 bar and right into a fan, you know, just to try and dust things on, and it's worked 110%.
Yeah, and that's what I've found, because I am primarily smart repairs. So
Yeah,
I guess the question I'm going to say, Specky, this is one of the questions. So have I got any of my conventional guns out since I've had the 3M? And the honest answer to that is no, I haven't. Um, oh no, I lie. I did one leather repair and I got the SRI Pro light out. But other than that, I've used the 3M for that, and I am a smart repair guy. I mean, I do some bigger stuff and I do some smaller stuff, and I've just found the versatility on it for me has been a
yeah,
win.
yeah. I
So
totally agree.
should we call on our little guest once we're just waiting for?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm going to call in our little guest. Let me just hook him up, and then we'll see what he thinks about it as well. So here we go. He's on standby. Let's see if this works. Okay, I've sent you a request. Our surprise guest.
Hello.
And there he is. So tonight,
Hey,
hi Tony. So we're joined
hey.
by Paint by Tony. If any of you, well, most of you hopefully will know him. Tony, you know Rach, don't you? Have you ever spoken to
Yeah,
Rach?
a bit, a bit.
Yeah,
Okay. So you've got the 3M gun, haven't you? Was that dropped off by your reps or something like that?
Yep.
Brilliant.
On Thursday last week, I got called. Hey, Tony, do you want to test it? Of course. So he brought it on Friday, and I tested it yesterday for the first time. So,
And I can't believe you've still got the hook on the back of it.
I
We've taken
know.
the hook off.
oh, is it possible to take it off?
Yeah.
You take the two wee
Okay.
screws out.
Yeah. Okay. Ah, on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then you
Tomorrow.
pull the fan adjustment out, and then it just comes off.
Ah, okay. Tomorrow it's off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about the gun then, Tony? You tell us your opinions on it.
First impression, it's light. Um, Yeah, on the base. I only used it for base coat and clear coat only. I only did 2 jobs yet. Uh, we use chickens, base coat and clear coat. I used the 1.3 for the base coat, and first job I used the 1.2 for clear. And then they recommend for our chickens the 1.3. So today I use the 1.3 for clear coat. And the 1.2 was good, but the 1.3 was better. Okay. So first impression is good. It's nice.
And what sort of settings did you have? Rach, what settings are you running on for most of the time?
I change it every job, honestly. I for silvers and stuff, I've actually found myself screwing the fluid in a wee bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Hold on a minute, Tony. We might have to get you back in because I think your connection is crackling a bit. So let me just if you just cancel and I'll call you back.
Okay.
Okay.
How do I leave?
You just press the cross in the top right of your screen.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So hopefully, so bear with us because this is quite a new feature we're trying out here. This is the first time we've done something like this. Got it? There we go. Oh yeah. So Tony, your connection, unfortunately, I don't know whether it's your headphones or what it is, but it's just sends a bit of crackle. So let me try and get you back on and see if we can rectify that, because it's really interesting to hear what you're having to say. Can you see me, Rach, when I'm typing this into the screen?
yeah.
This is well, I'm not picking my nose or something.
Concentration phase.
Yeah, I can't see it. All I can see is what's on the screen. There you go, Tony. I sent you another request, so hopefully that will work. Ah,
Uh-oh.
that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh.
so you were saying to us you worked on the 1.3 rather than the
Yeah.
1.2,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what sort of finishes were you getting? How would you compare the finishes to your other guns that you've used?
I think it's a bit compared to the Wacom for me. On how the paint goes out of the gun, it's the drips are how you call it, thicker than the SATA. But it compares for me, the 1.3 compares to me for the 1.2 on the Wacom. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. We're just listening
Oh,
to what you're
okay,
saying.
okay,
And
okay.
so have you been impressed with it so far?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Both jobs were nice. Yesterday was the what did I do yesterday? Oh, it's a
Well,
painter thing, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
But today I did the Peugeot 308 with the sill, the front wing, a door, and the rear door. And it looked very nice. I like the structure of the clear coat a lot. It's good for first time using the 1.3 on clear coat. It's nice.
This is a really good question that's just come up for the three of us, and I think we could all answer it. Would you buy the gun now that you've had the opportunity to test it? Rach?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, there was no hesitation there.
I
So,
I literally
go on.
haven't gone back to my. I went back to my Iwatas once, and if anybody follows me on Instagram, they'll definitely have seen the finish that I put out with it. I kind of forgot that it atomizes a wee bit better, but yeah, I haven't gone back at all.
Yeah, that's the same for me. What about you, Tony? I know you've only had 2 days to use it, and maybe that's a bit unfair to sort of give you
If
that question.
if all the jobs stay like my first impressions, I would say yes. It's a good gun. Yeah, yeah, I think I do.
Oh well, that says something, doesn't it? I mean, I know there's been quite a bit of negativity. Rach, you've seen it, I've seen it. I don't know
Yeah,
whether you've seen it too, Tony. And whether that's just because it's something so different, I don't quite know. But what I've found is that the people who have used it have liked it or have
yeah.
thought
Yeah,
differently about it.
I
yeah,
haven't actually spoken to anyone that hasn't liked it, that has tried it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's
Uh,
go on, Tony.
did you both use the AccuSpray before this gun, the primer gun, or no? Okay.
No.
Because it's really similar to that. So I also know the process, like the nozzles that come off, clean it, take a new nozzle, and go on,
Yeah,
or use the old nozzle. So I used to know how you say that. I know the how it works before the gun
yeah,
came. How you say
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then so you knew the basis behind it, but I think that the actual design and the improvements that have gone in there, maybe it's so subtle that we can't see it, but they make that big difference that make the gun go from primer
yeah.
right through to your clear. To answer Kev's question, I'm not sure if this would apply to any of you, but Kev's asking how would I, so when I'm blending out my last coat of fade out, sorry, clear, when I put my clear on and I'm blending it out onto the panel, what I've actually done is I've got one of the little 200 ml pots, which
Hmm.
I've just got some, and I have octral fade out. It's a very slow thinners because you don't want a fast thinners when you're fading out. You want a slow thinner, so it gives it time to etch from the sort of melt the new clear into the old clear. That's what's going to
Yeah,
give you a better one. If it's too fast, it doesn't blend the two together. So I actually have that as a separate pot. I just literally pour some gun thinners into my nozzle to clear it out from any clear coat that's left in there. Then I put
Mm-hmm.
my fade out thinners on there and wind it right in. You've got to wind it in. If you don't wind it in, there's just too much product goes onto the panel. And then use it as a normal fade out gun. And you're also cleaning it as well because the fade out is basically a thinner. So you've got
yeah.
two processes. Do you do that any different, or Rach? You're really full panels, aren't you? So
Yeah, well, if we do fade outs, I would step it down with normal thinner. I would kind of do like whatever's left in the pot, I would just pour out the remainder in the pot and then top it up with thinners, that kind of way, with slow thinners. And I'm the same as you. I've kind of just kept like a wee pot of thinners with me, and then I just push it into the spray gun and fade out.
yeah, Tony, have you tried that, or have you just painted full panels?
Yeah, full panels, but I did one blend on the silk today for the Peugeot. But I used the SATA mini jet because I didn't know how to blend without the small cups. I only have the medium cups now at the moment.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But your tip, I'm going to use it. It's yeah, it's a great a nice opening on the nozzle, so it's possible to put on the blend into this nozzle.
Yeah, and in a small cup, but be really careful. You must wind it in because otherwise you will end up with a run in your fade out area. Here's
Yeah.
a really good question, and this one I'm going to put to you, Rach, is what is the lifespan of the interchangeable caps? How do they stand up with thinners? Right, this is a really good question because
I'm
Rach
on
is the queen for this.
I'm on 56 with a 1.3.
How much?
56.
5.6.
Yeah,
Whoa, that's a lot.
yeah.
That is. All right, let me just work that out. Hold on. Talk amongst yourself as I quickly calculate this.
Yeah, I'm
So
I'm on
yeah, go on.
56, and it's still spraying 110%. It's not like I test my fan pattern every time before spray, and it's not heavy, top heavy, bottom heavy, split, nothing. But I am quite funny about cleaning things, and I rinse out with thinners and then I blow dry it. Just with some just like with or through a spray gun or through whatever.
Yeah.
But that's 56. I'm on 36 or 37 with the 1.2.
That's really good, because if you're on 56, that works out. So the actual nozzles, if you're looking at the nozzles at a retail price, so that's like the list price before any sort of trade discount, they're £7.80 each, and you get 5 in the pack. So that would work out at 14 pence per job or per colour on that
Yeah.
cap. That's nothing really, is it?
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's 25 cents in euros, I think.
it's probably more like 17 cents maybe.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do more than 50 jobs with one nozzle wing?
I'm on about 30 with my 1.2.
Okay,
But
that's nice.
yeah,
That's nice.
but Rach paints a lot more cars and a lot more products than me, so she can sort of rack them up. There's no way I'm going to catch up with that. There's no way of that. Not
not this week.
No, not unless she goes on holiday.
I just want to see. I want to see what it does whenever it stops working. Like, does it go top heavy? Does it go bottom heavy? Does it what does it do? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm really trying to push it, because I want to know what it does, because like that's what I've been asked quite a few times, is how do you know whenever it's done? And I don't know, because it hasn't.
Well, yeah, but you should always, before hitting the panel, you should always have a piece of masking paper or something like that close by, where you're checking your jet and your fan and your fluid flow anyway, so you can normally see whether the gun's performing.
Masking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What did I say?
It's like a piece of paper, but I just do it like, you know, like on the car, like whatever's beside me.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple of the way to clean it. Rach, give us a good some good sort of guidance on how to clean the nozzles, because it's not something you can just go and chuck in a tub of thinners.
No, but I just we have a gun cleaning machine, and I just use the like the clean centers that comes through, you know, like the pressurized one, and I just kind of clear it out with that, and it only takes a couple of seconds, and then just blow it dry with the Nerline.
Yeah, and that's pretty much. So I've got the same. I've got a bottle that's got so for my water base, I've got a bottle that's got water-based cleaner in it, and then I have a bottle that's got solvent, and that's all I do. I just, whichever one it is, rinse it through, and then before I'm going to go from water-based to solvent, I'll clean out with the water-based cleaner, and then I'll just use a bit of thinners in there, blow that through, and then put my my clear coat on it. Somebody asks here, I don't know if one of you want to answer this, maybe you, Tony. Sorry. Hi, I would like to ask how to know the repainted panel from the original without thickness gauge. Okay, so how would you know if a panel's been repainted or not? That's quite a difficult one.
I think experience will do, and I think there's a meter for that, a thickness meter.
Yeah, but he says if you don't have a thickness meter.
Oh, sorry.
So I think if you've been in the business a long time, you can normally look at a car and sort of tell if it's been painted, even if it's by a really good painter. You can there's sometimes a little bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
So that's that way. Andrea,
I always look at edges.
Edges, yeah.
I always look at edges. It's the first thing. Like, if there's no dirt in it, or there's no, it's not a bad paint job, I always go for edges, because no matter how good you are, there's always something somewhere.
Yeah.
Or one little nib that's just been missed.
There's always something, or like a wee sand and scratches sunk back, or there's always something. Or the sealers, the one that I get is, on the back, if something's had a quarter panel and the sealer on the inside of the quarter panel is not right, that winds me up.
Left is the original and the right one is.
Tony, Andrea says that you look like Ed Sheeran's cousin.
Well, I could sing the same as him.
I'm just scrolling through this, guys. Once, so did the gun handle silver? Oh yeah, this is a good question. Did the gun handle silver? So I've done a few silvers. I did a silver transit van, and I kept it in that top panel on the slide loading door. Yeah, for me, I've not come across a color that I've had an issue with. Rach, I mean, I haven't done a three-stage pearl. Oh, I have. I've done the motorbikes, but no, that doesn't really count. Rach,
Oh, I did near enough for a spray in silver today. That Audi I did this morning was silver, and it lay down 100%. I did a big massive Merc bonnet. You know the Mercedes Jeeps. You know the big massive bonnets that had to use like 4 stools to try and reach it. But I painted it. It was silver as well. It was 775, and it was 110% as well. And I've done a 3-stage. I've done an MP through it, and it's 110%.
okay.
Nice,
And
nice.
what about you? What do you reckon, Tony?
For silver cars,
Yep. Have you done a silver yet? I know you did a black one.
no,
No.
the black one, yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's a dark gray one, 2 dark gray cars, a Volvo XC40 and a Hyundai Ioniq with dark gray colors, but
So we'll
not
wait
silver ones.
we'll wait to see. John Tomlinson, he said, would you guys totally commit to 3M guns and sell your others? Obviously keeping a couple just in case. So I'll just go ahead with that, if you don't mind. I wouldn't sell my other ones, only because it's taken me such a long time to collect them that they're almost got some history behind them. So
Yeah.
that's why I would keep the guns. So for me, would I rapidly go out and buy another gun? I don't think so. No. I obviously, if I get sent guns, and occasionally I do, I'd quite happily test them, and I'll put the 3M away and I'll test it and just let you know what I think. But with regards to actually buying another gun, I can't see myself doing that. Rach?
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm never selling my spray guns ever. It's just not happening ever. They're too pretty. But no, I wouldn't be buying something new. Like, I don't really know what else there is for me to buy anyway.
That's a fair comment. There are some new ones coming out, I do know, so that might just tempt you just so they look pretty. Tony? It's a bit hard for you because you've like only 2 days, really.
Nah, just 2 days, but if I would still use the 3M, I would never sell my guns.
No.
No. Like Rachel said, it's they are with you since the beginning, and they have to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Each one's got a story, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I've learned.
Hello, guys.
Sonny, you're kind of
Sonny!
sideways.
Oh, what a disaster. But anyway, I survived to see Total Sale. Oh, am I the wrong way?
Turn your phone around.
Oh, right, okay. I'll hold it in my hand.
Okay.
How's it
Oh, no.
going?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, doing well.
All right, so we've got Sonny now. So that means we are actually going to now say goodbye to Tony, unless you guys are happy for Tony to hang around. Would you?
I'm just sitting here hanging around.
Tony wants to chill out with us. So you're welcome, mate.
Thanks,
right.
buddy.
So let's go to you, Sonny. We've covered quite a few things actually since you've been having a bit of a nightmare. So I think everyone wants to sort of hear from you now. We were just sort of a couple of questions that came through is how have you got on with the gun? Have you been tempted to go back to your other ones? Just what do you think? It's yours. Over to you.
Right. I think it's an excellent gun. It's really, really good, and I've been using it. I think as far as clear coat goes, I've been leaning back towards my Segola. It just suits me 100%. You know, it's first time I picked the gun up, I knew that gun was the right gun for me, and since then I've kind of tweaked the setup, and it's at a really nice sweet spot. So not saying that the 3M gun's a bad gun, it's just the Segola suits me better as a clear coat gun. For base coat, it's really, really good. So I don't know how you guys have found it for efficiency, but I found it an extremely efficient gun. I did a video. I released a video last week of a Toyota Yaris I painted. So there was 2 doors that we fixed to the car and blended aside. And I've used about 450, maybe 500 mil of base coat, and that's to paint 2 doors inside and out, and to blend the full side. It's I just thought that was phenomenal. I thought there was something wrong. I thought there wasn't the fact I wasn't using any paint. So it's great in that regard. I tried it as a primer gun with the 1/8 tip, and it lays primer down really well, like really, really well. I've not tried it for wet and wet though yet, so I can't really comment on that.
So what would you have normally used on that job? How much paint?
I would hazard a guess at maybe about 600 or 700. So there was about 50% saving on that particular job, which I wasn't expecting that. Really was not expecting that at all. And so it was just. I was expecting to mix up another pot of paint up basically, and I didn't have to.
And which system was that? Because you've got a couple of systems. So you've got the
that's with the capsing system. So it's the colours that I painted was nebula blue, and about 50% of that paint is pearl blue, like a fine pearl blue. So I straight off I thought I'm going to need a lot of paint here because it's going to be a pore coverer. And I've got 2 doors to paint and blend it, so I was expecting to use a lot of paint, but it covers the capsy paint covers in 2 coats and a drop on that particular blue, and that's all it needed, and it was completely covered. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it applies and how it covers. So yeah, it's great in that regard. It's been brilliant.
We had a question come in about. I'm just going to say about the Segolas. I agree with you. I absolutely love my clear coat Segola.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean about setting up, because once you've got it set, you don't have to adjust anything with it. It's pretty. You pick it up and you can go. Whereas and Rach, you'll know this, and Tony, with the 3M, there is a little bit more playing sort of each time, because you're going from a base coat to a clear coat, so you've got to sort of adjust it slightly. Or I find I do. I don't know what you think, Rach.
Yeah, I just kind of depend on the job. I just kind of I mainly only adjust the fan to make it faster or slower. I don't really. The only reason I would touch the fluid is if I've got like a particular silver or metallic that just isn't sitting 100% nice. I'll wind the fluid in just so that it puts it on a wee bit nicer. But apart from that, I just kind of change it with the fan.
It lays silvers down really well, doesn't it?
That was one of our questions. So go on, tell us, because we all answered that. So what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting silvers. We all know silver's is the hardest colour to lay down, and I actually sent you 2 photographs. It was the top of the high top section of a Ford Transit, full length of it, and and I just thought I'll just whip out the 3M gun. So overspray was really minimal. It was really good in that regard. I had to paint that out in the workshop because it was so big. It's just one of those jobs. But as I was laying down the silver along the full length of the van, it was just, it just went down. You know when the silver lays down nice, and you know it's where it needs to be, and it's not mottling or moving around. It's really good in that regard.
And Sonny, which nozzles do you use for base coat and clear coat?
I've been using 1.3 for the base coat. For clear coat, I've tried the 1.3. The next job, I'm thinking about switching to a 1.2. Believe it or not,
I prefer the 1.2.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I've switched down.
Me too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like I want to just bring in the peel and just make it a little bit finer. And just like we use Novo 565 clear, so it needs quite a lot of atomization. I feel like the 1-2 will probably help that.
Yeah.
So I feel it. So my next job I will drop down to a 1-2.
Okay.
Well, let us know how you get on then.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read you guys chat amongst yourself. I'm just going to see if there's any other questions that we might have missed.
And Sonny, we were just talking about on how many jobs you did with one nozzle. Rach was on 56
Yeah, 56.
with one
56?
nozzle. Yeah.
I'm not on. Do you know what? I had a bit of I had to confess, I had a bit of a disaster last week. I was mixing up. I was mixing up paint for a job, so I must have had about 300, 400 ml of tinter on the scales. I was about to put the last tinter into it, so it was a fine pearl blue, and I picked up my mixing head, and basically the locking pegs sheared off on it, and so I fired a full litre of pearl blue across my workbench, knocked off this 300 ml that was on the scales, and it went all over the nozzles. So I wrote off all the nozzles that we're using, that we're keeping track of. Wrote off the keyboard and the mouse on the PC. So literally, that just destroyed everything in a split second. But what I did find, Rob, I tried to clean one of the nozzles up and use it, and I cleaned it up with quite a coarse scrubbing brush from a gun cleaning kit. And the only downside to the 3M nozzles is that you have to be gentle with them, don't you? So I tried to scrub one of the nozzles clean, and then I wrecked it basically.
Yeah, they do say not to use any cleaning brushes on it. You should just be able to.
Right, I didn't know that. Well, I learned that. Yeah, okay.
I use the wee spiral brushes.
Yeah.
Right.
I use one of
Yeah,
those.
the smallest one.
Yeah, I have a wee Iwata one that came with my WS's or my LS, and I use it. That's 110, but it's quite soft to be fair.
Yeah.
Are you actually putting that through the actual
Yeah,
sort of nozzle where the needle goes?
I would do that for wet and wet because I find the wet and wet seems to stick just a wee bit, and
Yeah.
I'll do it through the top before where it goes to the PBS cup.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a bit too timid to do that. I put it on the other side, but not from the front.
Yeah.
There's a question here which we've actually covered, but somebody else asked it, so I'll just pop it up to read it. Sorry, hold on. So this came from Mike White. He said, "We're all to be more environmentally friendly. What's your views on the additional plastic waste?" Now, and there's actually another good question come out as well. So plastic waste, we've just worked out, Rach is on something like 56 jobs on one nozzle. So there's no wastage there. I mean, she's using less cleaning fluid, so that's environmentally friendly, so that counteracts it. Sonny, what's your opinion on it?
Do you know what? When we started this project, and the first time we were asked to try the gun out, I had the same opinion. I just thought, I don't know if it gels right with me, because disposable heads, I think the industry is bad enough as it is for creating waste. So would adding disposable heads be a bad thing? And after using the gun, I don't think waste is actually. I don't think it's significant at all. There isn't. If you reuse your heads like you can do, I don't think there is any increased uses of waste. In fact, I think I've reduced the amount of cleaning products I've used. So thinners, wipes, gloves, all that sort of stuff. I've massively reduced the amount of sort of wastage on that side of things. So I think in a bit of an ironic way, the disposable heads and the way, because you can remove it from the gun, has reduced the wastage in my shop. And I don't know if you guys have found any different, but that's my finding anyway.
What about you, Rach? Because I know you like to clean your gun, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I've half the time that I use the gun cleaning machine, so I'm sure that affects the thinner's usage as well. But I'm also finding, because I'm using way less paint as well, I'm not throwing as much out because I'm kind of erring on the side of caution and going, oh, I can do that and such, rather than going, I'm gonna need to mix about 5 cups of paint here to do this.
Yeah, I found that I've not actually used my gun machine in the last month, so it's sort of just sat
You know
there.
what? My gun wash machine has a little like waterfall jet that comes down from it, and that's all I've used in it.
Yeah, that's all I use.
Yeah, and I actually considered selling my gun wash machine. But I thought I'd probably regret it if I do, because it's not even needed anymore.
Well, that's how I am. I mean, the thing just sits there in the corner, but I will no doubt have to test out a different model of gun, and then I will use the machine again.
Yeah.
But what about you, Tony? Sorry, Rach, go.
I think the aerosol would be a really good idea. You know that I think it's in the States that 3M have it. And it's like it's almost like a WD-40 tin, and they're just using that to clean the spray gun out. I think that'd be great.
What something I've been considering actually is I bought a I want to call it the PCA 12.0, which is a little pump spray bottle that you can put panel wipe through it, but you can put gun wash through it as well. So I'm thinking about actually swapping that away from using it as a panel wipe gun into like a gun washing gun. So you can almost pressure jet like the paint residue out of the gun and using that.
Yeah, well, that's what I do, because the Colad ones, which is exactly the same, where you can pump it at the top and build the pressure up in it. I actually, so when I'm doing my water base, I pump it to the max, and then I'll push the nozzle in and
just
blast
it out.
Yeah, and I'm actually only just using water for that stage. So I clean it all out with that, and then I'll just use a bit of actual gun wash out of a bottle to do the final rinse. So that's a product save there. How are you cleaning yours, Tony, from the last 2 days?
I take the nozzle off, and we also got the washer with the brush where fluid comes through. So I cleaned it a bit, and then we have also the spray with clean fluid, and then spray it through with that, and then also dry it with the airline. And just the gun, I haven't cleaned the gun itself, only the point of the needle that has got some dirt.
So, forgot to say that, didn't we? That's the other thing. So you take the cap off and then just wipe the actual needle itself, and that's pretty much done.
Yeah,
and like with like a damp rag.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing, just giving a quick wipe down.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question to everyone? I've never used the PPS2 pots before until this point, until when we found the gun out. Rachel was on it anyway, wasn't you?
Yeah.
What about you, Wayne? How did you find those parts?
I was on the snap lids, and I really like the snap lids, and I like the fact that the snap lids do it in a 90 micron as well, because I would not want to put any solids on or clears on without a 90, because I found that just gave it that extra fine sieve. But Johnny said to us, have you tried it with the 125? He said because of the size, you're not got so much product being pushed through a smaller area, so you don't get as much contamination on the panel. And you know what it's like when you're doing a job, the last thing you want to do, especially a solid, but metallics, because I hadn't had any solids in, sorry, it's clear coat. I didn't want to have any nibs in there, because I just wanted, because I was taking the chance of trying out another product. But the other day I decided to do it, and I don't know why, but it seemed to work. I didn't have any problems, and I don't know if that's what you're finding. And I've done a couple of solid colors, and I've had notoriously in the past, I've always had to either double, triple filter before I started using the snap lid. And now I found, since I was using the 90 micron snap lids, it eliminated the problem. But when I used the PPS, I didn't have that problem anyway. I wasn't having any of those little black spots come through.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, well, it's maybe because, as you said, it's over a larger area where it's pulling the paint through. But I've used about 3 or 4 other brands of disposable cups, and I've never tried a PPS 2 parts because I thought, does it warrant the extra money paying for the PPS 2 parts? But I think they're excellent. They're really, really good. The way they're locked down onto the cups, onto your gun, I found it excellent. So, yeah.
Yeah. Why all your stuff, guys? Come on.
I know. That's why we invited you, Tony.
The special guest. Come on. They got the gun, got the cups. What is this?
But yeah, I found the system excellent. I've not had one spillage out of the disposable, the PPS 2 parts, and I've not had a liner slip and leak paint anywhere or anything like that. So I think the quality is really good for them.
I've been using it for since they changed over to PPS 2. I've been using them, and I'm yet to have an issue. The only issue I've ever had, but it was my fault, was I forgot to put the liner in the cup. I was sitting pouring water going, why is this getting anywhere? And then
Oops.
I was like, oh dear. But like that's not the cup's fault. But I've never had any leakage, any spluttering, any unnecessary nibs from it ever.
Yeah, I only had spluttering on one job, and again, this was user error. I tried to put high build primer through a 125 micron filter, and it went on like Raptor.
the stone chip thing. That's Raptor, right?
Yeah. But I didn't have to sand it, so it wasn't a problem.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So that's the only issue I've had with them. And again, I always say, in our industry, I think painters are really quick to blame products, and I think we've got to come to a point where actually, possibly up to a point of maybe 9 times out of 10, a lot of times it is just user error, isn't it?
Yeah, no big time. Most of my mistakes are me being stupid.
It is normally us, and we're quite happy to quickly blame the product or the gun or something else other than ourselves.
Yeah, and then people jump on social media about it and say how bad his product is, and and there's always a backstory behind. Well, there's usually a backstory behind things, isn't there?
Yeah. Somebody here is actually Urban Body Shop said that he always uses primer through a 125, so he's obviously doing something different to you, Sonny.
Right.
We are I'm conscious of time. So, Tony, thank you for doing this. You can hang on still. I hope you've all really enjoyed this platform. I've actually liked it. I thought so far it's worked really well. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone in with a bit of my head a bit mashed in, but yeah, it's good. I like it.
Great.
Yeah,
and this is where we're going to do our reviews again, and we're going to probably have a guest feature on like we've just had now, if we can. So, Rach, Sonny, do you guys want to announce what we're doing next?
I'll let you do the honours.
Yeah, go on, Sonny. Get some
The Pro Excel stuff. Yeah, so Pro Excel are basically approached us, and we're trialing out 3 of our products. So it's bumper repair kit. What I can't remember the name of it, but you get all different various colours.
Plastic colour.
So plastic colour. For texture bumper repairs, and you get a texture bumper. The texture spray too with that, and you get colour chips, which is really good for matching different grades of shade of grey, like you find on plastic bumpers, and blacks. There's the die coat as well, the dry die coat that we're testing, and then we're trying out their and a panel wipe as well, the degreaser. But it seems like a lot of companies are starting to diversify, I find, and releasing products that we wouldn't associate with them, and I think that's a good thing for the industry.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah.
more choice, and obviously with choice and competition, you know, hopefully it helps with prices as well for us as end users.
Yeah, it definitely. Rach, so have you, well, actually, forget that question because I shouldn't be asking that question. That question is for when we do the review. I was about to run ahead. Okay, so we will probably do this review in, what, a few weeks' time, but we'll keep you all updated. How does that work for you
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And then hopefully we've already got, actually, we have, I don't know, did you see the product I sent you, the video I sent you today, Sunny?
I did.
Okay, so Rach, did you see it?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
All right.
I,
Tony,
I,
I will send you the video, but I
Yeah.
can't send you a product. But I'll send you the video.
I can't talk with you now.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Just tease him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got approached by a company, and he said he would like to send me a product to test, and I said, well, look, I do a review with Sonny and Rach, so would you be willing to have the three of us do it so we could see what it's like and you get a different perspective? So he's sending it over, and it looked very interesting. That's as much as I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, I wasn't I didn't know what to expect when I clicked on the videos and started watching. I was like, wow, that's ingenious. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rach, did you want to add anything to that, or would you think you'd give it away?
I don't think I can top Sunny's reaction, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Just try it.
ingenious.
No, I'm not trying it.
Woohoo.
Great, so that's good, and I think, you know, hopefully as things go, we'll be able to show all the viewers loads of different products that is going to come through. So I'm hoping that's where this is going to take the three of us, and
Yeah.
and our special guest today might jump in again another day with some gadgets.
Of course.
Thanks for joining us, Tony.
I'll bring them home and show what we got.
Yeah. All right. So I think we've pretty much covered it. What I'm going to do is we'll all do our uploads tomorrow and show you what's going to come in for the next review. I just want to thank you all. Sonny, I appreciate you joining, even though you had a bit of a manic situation there.
Yeah, you know what? It's what's the saying? Don't work with cars and animals and children. Is that it?
I don't know. Just don't work is fine for me.
Same.
Yeah.
Head
But yeah,
to
thank you.
Okay.
But guys, are there any more questions, or we don't have any more time?
We have a couple of more minutes. If there are any questions, they can send them in now.
Come on, people.
I don't want to lose. What I don't want to do is I don't want to lose this video, because I think this was a really good chat we had this evening.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Sonny can catch up on the first bit that we missed.
Yeah, I'll have to see what was said behind my back.
Yeah.
Talking about you, not to you.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Sonny. Don't do it.
No, that's it. I think we're all good. We're gonna call it a night. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Sonny, and thank you to our surprise guest tonight, Tony.
Thanks,
for the
Tony.
invite.
All right.
Thanks
so if
for
you
the
guys
invite.
just shut yourselves off, and then I can close this down myself.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
and he says he
bye.
prefers it to Zoom. It's much better than Zoom. I totally agree. Okay.
Yeah,
bye,
it's great.
Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
See you, Tony.
Cheers.
Tony's out. Who's next?
Oh,
Rach?
like
I need to work out how to do it.
There should be a little cross in the top right. It's
Ah.
bye, Rach.
Yeah, okay. Right. Cheers, Wade. See you later.
Bye, Sonny.
Bye-bye.
That's it. So that was our first RSW review chat on Insta Live. So I hope you really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. It's such a good format, much better than Zoom. Please, if you're around, please join me tomorrow night when I talk to my proper DU chats, and I chat with Cinder from the Elite Spray Suit Company. She's got loads to tell us, and you know, she comes from Tunisia, so it's going to be quite a struggle for a woman working out there. So it'd be really interesting. It's just focusing on women in business this month. So thank you very much. I'm signing off now, and I'm going to say this: have a lovely evening, everyone, and we'll catch up with you all soon, as always. Bye now.